What should be done, Anuruddha, by a clansman who has gone forth thus, while he still does not attain to the delight and pleasure that are secluded from sensual pleasures and secluded from unwholesome states, or to something more peaceful than that? Covetousness invades his mind and remains. Ill will invades his mind and remains. Sloth and torpor invade his mind and remain. Restlessness and remorse invade his mind and remain. Doubt invades his mind and remains. Discontent invades his mind and remains. Weariness invades his mind and remains. That is so while he still does not attain to the delight and pleasure that are secluded from sensual pleasures and secluded from unwholesome states, or to something more peaceful than that. When he attains to the delight and pleasure that are secluded from sensual pleasures and secluded from unwholesome states, or to something more peaceful than that, covetousness does not invade his mind and remain. Ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and remorse, doubt, discontent, weariness do not invade his mind and remain. That is so when he attains to the delight and pleasure that are secluded from sensual pleasures and secluded from unwholesome states, or to something more peaceful than that. Let's stop here for a moment now. This is an extremely important part, extremely important sutta. Here, the Buddha is saying, if a monk has not attained to the delight and pleasure that are secluded from sensual pleasures and secluded from unwholesome states, this refers to the first jhana. In the description of the first jhana, the Buddha says, a monk has to be secluded from sensual pleasures and from unwholesome states before he enters the first jhana. So, the Buddha says here that if a monk has not attained the first jhana, or to something more peaceful than that, something more peaceful than that refers to the higher jhanas. Jhana number 2, number 3, number 4, the arupas, and this cessation of perception and feeling. So this part the Buddha is saying, as long as a monk has not attained to the jhanas, these 5 hindrances invade his mind and remain. Covetousness, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and remorse and doubt, and even discontent and weariness. But when he has attained to the first jhana or to higher jhanas, then these things, these hindrances do not invade the mind and remain. So this is extremely important. So it is only when a monk attains the jhanas that he is rid of the 5 hindrances, and the 5 hindrances do not remain anymore. It's very clear from here, do not invade the mind and remain. It's very clear.